Watch the very end of this video. We're going to raffle the goat.
Tub drums.
Find your inspiration, even if it's from a tub drum.
Yeah. How do we start it? Ready? All together, right?
Hey, welcome. I'm Michael Outlaw. I'm going to be your host today on what to expect when you're building a drum shop. And here you go. This is what you can expect. You can expect things to not be put up. Every time I seem like I get in this position, I tell myself I'm never going to get myself in this position again, ever. And then soon enough, this is good. I just don't want to throw it away, but it's just like, then you got so much stuff that you can't put the good stuff in. I feel like prioritizing the things that you keep is mega. Like if you want to stay inspired, if you want to find your inspiration, well, first of all, you have to clear out your cup a little bit because you can't put anything else in it. It's too full with junk and crap and stuff, and it's good stuff, and it's great, and it's too much of a good thing can be bad. A deep cleaning is what's fixing to take place here. Hang out. Recently, we just had so much wood in the shop, and it was just overbearing. I couldn't move anything, and it was just like, you can have too much good stuff. So finding a place is vital. And it's very cold outside, and right now, warmth is very important to me. So me and Will was standing around the fire, and then all of a sudden, I got this divine intervention about the number 5, and I can't understand why.
Yeah, let me get an order of the barbecue wings too, please. Go 5. You gotta do it.
And I know we're jumping off topic just a little bit, but I think 5 has such a significant meaning to life and who we are, and it represents the 5 senses: the sight, touch, hear, smell, and taste. These are 5 senses that you can overcome from going within. And a lot of people talk about this stuff. And I wanted to build a snare drum that kind of represented the 5 senses. And have it made out of just not any type of wood, but just very special wood. And here's a glimpse of this snare right here. How nervous was that thing when you was milling it?
Dude, this was pretty nervous.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I'll bring in extra help to help with some of the heavy load of milling, because milling is it's extremely physical. And if you've ever had to do this, I mean, after a couple of drums, you are completely
Hardwood to softwood.
Yeah, you won't see. It definitely changes like when you're cutting it. You feel it.
It kind of, or excuse me, when you're going into it this way.
Yeah.
You can tell from this wood to this wood.
That softwood after
It
putting
just
together.
exactly.
Yep.
You can tell. And this wood right here, this purple heart and this black walnut right here, it's the hardest wood on here, and you can tell it. And then when you get around here to the cherry wood, as you grind, you can smell it, and it's like, man.
Yeah.
So
and that's gonna be your sense.
yeah. So it's I can't wait to see it done. It's a
The
wonderful
birch
thing.
is for clarity. The band Hollis Doran and Josh Henry stopped by, and man, we had such an amazing time. Josh is one of our Outlaw Drums artists and just a pioneer drummer, and just loves drums, loves music.
I think the main struggle would be like finding live venues. There's not a whole lot for country music here. Well, shit, I forgot where I was. There's not a whole lot of music venues for country in Florida.
Yeah.
Like it's a sought after thing, so we find ourselves clipping onto like festivals.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we'll play that festival. All right, we'll play that festival. You can't just go to a venue and be like, hey, we've got 2 other bands let's do this. And they're like, no, we're good. You guys aren't rock and roll. You're not rap. You're not pop music. No, we're good.
And we're not a 4-hour set jukebox, kind of band. It's all original music.
All original music.
So that's a tough sell in a lot of venues where they're just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love hearing and playing some 90s country music, but it's just not the thing that we do.
Yeah.
So that part is the struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing is way off. A few years back, termites got the left corner of the shop, and they just took off with it. Now everything is kind of sagging right now, so I think I'm gonna have to pause production of wooden drums right now. But it is what it is. If you want to make the shot, sometimes you got to bring out the big gun. I mean, people that go like trophy hunting, they're not going to try to bring a little 22 if they're trying to kill like an elephant. They're going to bring a big gun. So depending on what you're wanting to, it really affects on what kind of instrument you want to use. Do you want to use this one? Do you want to use that one? I'm going to say use the big gun. What is the big gun? Well, it's super heavy, I tell you that. So yes, I'm super excited to announce that we have officially created 3 cast bronze snare drums. And if you would like to reserve your cast bronze snare drum, let me know. Talk about an iconic drum. This is the 2014 model. This drum is not for sale. This is a very unique one. It's got some of the nail shows, some of the original ones that we used to do stuff like this back in the day. We've had to make some repairs on this one. This shell actually shrank to 13 3/4, where originally it was 13 7/8, so it shrank, causing it to kind of get off that edge a little bit, which actually makes the drum shell resonate fully. For those of y'all who don't know what a cast bronze drums and what the difference is, they make it into a mold. So they basically heat the metal up, and the metal is then poured into a cast. Hence, they call this a cast bronze drum, and it's basically one solid piece, so there's no seams. And then once it gets heated up and cured, a lot of time what they'll do is they'll pull it out of these molds, and they'll make sure everything's dried properly, and then they'll go into the milling process and say to true everything up, cut the edges on it, get everything very smooth and precise. Because sometimes, and just like when you do wood, we glue our drums up first and then mill, and it's kind of like with this, they pour it and then they go back and then they clean everything up on the lathes, make everything sure everything's kind of proper. And I didn't really realize it, but cast bronze is it's very sought after. That's why these drums are about $3,000 a piece, because the amount of work, the amount of time, just for the material. Now think about this for 1 second. That every time that a drum is made, that it is produced, and each drum is like a musical note getting sent out there individually, because it's going to produce more notes, because every note is a note. Sometimes trees, in a sense, will have different grain patterns going on. So even though you see you got a batch of birch, well, it just may depend on when that birch was grown, what kind of climate that it was underneath, because sometimes the grain patterns are super tighter depending on the years of which it had more water than others. So they produce different sounds going into this. It's very difficult. Like birch is actually known for a wood that's like give you spiritual clarity. So putting all the drums into one particular batch, I think was very unique. It was very different, just from the fact, coming from a standpoint of, you know, talking to a bunch of religious people. They talk about a lot of things of like the five senses, and the five senses being that one that's within. That one. And there's a mega power in that. Once you kind of see this and know that you are the one experiencing these things, that greatness can come. Jesus said it always comes within. Like, it's always about coming within. And so when you go within, you're able to see a little bit clearer what's going on here. Because a lot of people don't know themselves. They think they do, but they just know almost like it's a mask. And it's a trick that your mind does. And if you know in your mind and knowing that you're not your mind is a major thing, because to see that your thoughts subjectively tells you that you're not your thoughts. And I know that sounds crazy when you say you're not your thoughts, but you're not your thoughts. They're covered in a warm coat of lacquer. Distressed, had time to set, age, get a little hard, and then kind of incorporating that lacquer that's kind of restricting the tone of it, because it does put like another little thin blanket around it, which is going to restrict the tones. So, but very powerful, very demanding, but super heavy. Yeah.
Very different.
That's awesome.
You know?
So you guys could chop down, like, mill whole trees down on that big one?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
It's just kind of one thing feeds into another, and then another feeds into another, you know, and it just...
That's right. Oh, that's so cool.
And I never thought I'd be making a drum. You know?
I just want to say, if you want to come to Georgia and learn how to build a custom snare drum from scratch, follow the link right here. We're doing some open dates here soon. Message me for more details about it. It's gonna be super fun. I mean, my shop is nothing special. It's nothing special. It's got a lot of old tools in here, old tools, and I really like the feel of that, you know, having that as well. But as time kind of went on, we built this shop really on a budget, me and my dad did, which is kind of crazy because my dad, he literally passed away right there. And these floors do mean a lot to me. I'm distressing some super cool solid maple wood hoops that we made, making it kind of match the matching snare that it's going to fit on top of. If you want to learn how to record your demo, if you want to learn more about Logic Pro X, if you want to learn how to record drums, we're doing a solo artist retreat. The link will be in the description. You find out more about this, but it's through Airbnb. We have such a fun time doing this right here. Hey, let's get the drums that we've currently already got milled and put them in this room so that they don't swell up. Hi, don't mind. It's been a busy day.
Well, this is 7 of them. So, and there's one more. But
Holly Stars in the house.
I call you up and leave a message. Give me something below sweet. I breathe you in and I'm taking high on a Mississippi beach. A little sand, won't hurt nobody. Honey, I need you here with me. Get a wicked green when your tear comes in.
A few weeks back, my pa-in-law gave away some goats. The only problem is you have to get them loaded up into your van. Okay, let's see
We
this.
just came to videotape the show.
I'm gonna open this gate in a minute.
It's gonna be a real show.
One of them's gonna come out right.
you got it, kid? I got it. I got it.
We're breathing hard around here.
Well, that was about 93 degrees out here. Feels like 100 degrees.
Can you just grab the back legs? And maybe he'll make it kind of easy.
Goat ain't gonna make nothing easy.
They're kind of hard-headed, aren't they?
They are hard-headed.
Yes, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching to the end of the video. I know we're kind of all over the place a little bit, and so are you. You know, your mind goes all over the place. You're thinking about this, you're thinking about that. Well, mine does too. Well, sometimes we have to wrestle the goats. Sometimes we have to put the goat inside the truck, which can be very difficult for somebody so stubborn as ourselves. Not saying that we're a goat, but yes, I am. So thank you guys. Thank you for our Patreons over there. I love you guys so much and appreciate you so much. And if you're interested in the drum building experience, go to the outlawdrums.com website. There's more information about the experience and some of the dates. But thank you for hanging out, man. Super shout out to Hollis Dorn and everybody that participated in the music of this video.